Hi guys. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do we got some stuff to talk about? So, um, A, I, I recently found out that apparently I have lost, like my shirt, 3 kilos, which is about 6 pounds, somewhere around there. And I don't know how I did this. At least I didn't until I sat down and actually thought about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did walk that, 10K that day. Yeah. Well, I'll drop weight at the drop of a hat now because it's kind of what happens to you after you have gastric bypass surgery. A lot of times, you'll get what I call the metabolism of a greyhound, where you're just, you do any kind of change in your diet or in your exercise, and weight just falls off of you, even when you don't really want it to. Because by the way, this is what a stomach will look like after it's been, fat for a long time. Even after I've had a tummy tuck, okay? There is gonna be still some loose skin. That's my arms, that's just what you're gonna look like, and so it is what it is, and my husband seems to like it, so you know. But I digress. So the main issue with today's video is talking about Amberlynn's diet, I guess you could call it. I'm not sure exactly what it is to call it, because, sweetheart, I've promised myself that I'm not going to be negative in terms of, the whole call out thing, and I'm just not going to do that. Unless you come after me, I'm not going to really come after you. You know what I mean? So, the main issue, though, is what you are eating and why it is not going to help you. Let's just take, for instance, the salad packs that you're eating. There's nothing in them besides, like, croutons or, pita chips and a little tiny ounce of cheese. Maybe some nuts, I guess. I'm not sure how many of those you get, but there's nothing in them. So there's a reason you're hungry an hour later. Those aren't going to help you. They're really not. Neither is the microwave burrito things that you're doing. I mean, just because it says that it's all natural or healthy or diet or, any of the other buzzwords that they're using on packaging does not mean that it's good for you. Specifically because it is all processed crap. Even the green beans that you were eating the other day, they looked like they were probably likely canned. Canned green beans, unless you're drinking the liquor, like the liquid that's in the can, which I doubt you're doing, you're not getting your full complement of nutrients from that because they are so overcooked. If you want to have green beans that are really quick and easy, grab the Steam Fresh bags in the freezer section. So you grab some green beans or some mixed vegetables, and get the ones where all you got to do is pop them in the microwave, and then they steam in the microwave, and then they're done. They're still simple like that. But my main issue today is the fact that I don't think you actually cook. And this is what's the big issue. If you cook and you make stuff from scratch and you stick to whole foods, so, rice doesn't have to be brown rice. I don't eat brown rice. It's just not as tasty. And I mean, the difference in nutrition, yeah, there's a lot more fiber and everything like that, but it's not substantial enough to warrant me, deciding on brown rice just because it's healthy. No, just if I eat white rice, then I have some granola for breakfast and I get my fiber that way. So no. But the main issue that I'm seeing really is you don't cook. Microwaving something isn't cooking. I mean, bring out your pots. If you want something that's quick and easy, or just easy, not necessarily cook. I mean, not necessarily quick, but I mean, if you want to use your crock pot, go ahead. You used to cook. I mean, I've seen some older videos of yours, and while the recipes themselves were not to my liking, it was still much, much, much more nutritious than what you're eating now. And if you're too tired to stand, get a goddamn chair. But this is your life we're talking about. You are going to die. You're 28 years old. You will not make it to 40. I honestly don't know if you'll make it to 35. And it was right around 32 for me when it started to become apparent to me that if I didn't take control over what I was doing and putting into my body, that it was going to kill me eventually. Or it was going to do to me what it did to my mother, which is crippled her. Both my parents had to have gastric bypass surgery. My mother was 290 pounds, almost 300 pounds when she had hers done. But she was 55. It destroyed her spine. Completely destroyed it. And caused a stenosis in her back. She's had 2 different surgeries. She's had multiple nerve endings burned off. And she is still on high doses of opioids because she can't live without them. And that is currently where I am, but that's because I haven't had a surgery yet. Once I have my surgery, if I can find a freaking surgeon who'll do it. I'm very young, and they don't want to do it because they can't. Oh, we're just not going to get into that. Anyway, once I can figure out how to get the pain down, then I can reduce my opioid dependency. But my mom never will. My mom will be on opiate medication until she dies because she is in constant pain. And I'm telling you right now, you get to a point where if you don't get the weight off, that pain becomes permanent. It won't matter how much weight you lose. It won't matter what you do. You will always be in pain forever. If you let yourself get to that point, and you're getting to the point of no return, you've probably got about 5 years at the weight you're at. If you don't gain anything more, you've got about 5 years before your joints give out completely. And there's nothing else you can do. You have to take care of this now. You cannot lose it slowly, but you also can't go completely bonkers and try and lose it all at the same time. You have to get on a regimen, and one that works. And salads in a bag aren't gonna do it. They're just not. Do you want to know what I do? And this is my post-surgery diet. Okay? So this is my breakfast. Okay? Observe. We have a hard-boiled egg, an ounce of cheese, 1 fig, a handful of grapes, and these little bread thingies. They're like, I think they're bagel chips, but they're tasty. That is how much I can eat for breakfast post-surgery. Now, if you were to eat something like that, at your size, I'd say probably double what I have on there. 2 eggs, 2 handfuls of grapes, 2 figs, and 2 handfuls of the little, chippy things, the bagel chip things. That's a pretty balanced breakfast. There's protein, there's fiber, there's vitamin C, there is, I'm pretty sure that the wheat, the flour that was made in the bagel chips is enriched. So there's definitely vitamins in there and minerals. That will keep you going. It will. If you don't like hard-boiled eggs, then eat scrambled eggs. But you've got to do something that's not salad. Salad's not going to do anything for you, and you are going to die. You think you aren't. That's the thing. You really don't. You are in such deep denial, and I know it's because of the bipolar disorder. I knew you were bipolar before you made that announcement. Do you know why? Because my family, the entirety of my dad's side of the family, they are all bipolar. And your behavior on your videos screams bipolar more than anything. You have a tendency to talk really, really fast and then go off topic. Tendency to ramble. You are frankly deluded when it comes to a lot of different things. Your torrid hauls, any of your hauls where you spend hundreds of dollars, that's a symptom of bipolar disorder. My aunt, I'm not going to say her name right now, but my aunt, who is the poster child in our family for bipolar disorder, has gone bankrupt, I think, 3 times. She cannot stop buying stuff. She just can't, because she is completely unmedicated and has been for years. When they bought this house, she bought a house that would have normally been for $250,000 in Oregon. But because everything that she put into the house was custom, because these spirits told her that it had to be? Don't ask. It bumped the price of that house to $500,000. Then the recession hit, and there was no freaking way, even before the recession hit, that they could have resold that house for what she put into it. And it's because her delusions and her mania made her buy all of this stuff. So your torrid hauls that you do, God, at least twice a month, where you're spending hundreds of dollars, or the hundreds of dollars you spent on those candles. Oh my God. Those things are at least $17, $18 a piece, and you bought like 30 of them on candles. That's a symptom of your bipolar disorder. You have to recognize this. If you don't get this under control, your mental disorder and your weight are going to kill you. We don't want to see that happen. There's something about you that people are drawn to. That's not, you don't become crazy psycho popular on YouTube if people aren't drawn to you in some way. So you do have something to offer the world. And nobody is wanting to see that snuffed out because you are so stubborn and just want to prove to everybody that they can't tell you what to fucking do. I know you because you are my family. You are. And I've seen this disease destroy so many lives. Don't let it take you too. You gotta get a dietitian, not a nutritionist. Nutritionists don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Unless, of course, they're in Britain when a nutritionist means a dietitian. But you have to get an actual dietitian and a doctor to show you what to do. Because you are on borrowed time. The clock is ticking. And I can't watch you kill yourself and just sit back and not say anything. It's the same thing as like the Eugenia Cooney, where she weighed 70 pounds and is saying, "Oh, I'm not anorexic. No, I just have a really high metabolism." Well, your metabolism is killing you. And it's the same thing with you. There is a line between body positivity and suicide. Slow, painful suicide. So please, don't just be obstinate for the sake of being obstinate. Get some help before it is too late.